Here with Coach Fuller as Demons get ready to head down to Lake Charles, where a lot of Demons have been in the past couple of days down to Lake Charles, but headed down there for some softball against McNeese and the Cowgirls this weekend. But before we talk about that series, Coach, we're about I guess halfway through this season here, and it's well documented how young this team is, the youngest in the country. So with that in mind, the season's been a lot about development and getting players reps and experience and all that sort of stuff. So where do you think, has anybody stood out? Where's that sort of process at as we get to the halfway point of the season?
Yeah, I think it's been great for everybody because for the most part, everybody's gotten reps, everybody's gotten in the game or into games, and everybody is getting the taste of what it takes to be a player at this level. And players that have stood out, obviously Brooklyn Stoller on the mound, she's carried the load for us and will continue to do so as long as she can, and I know she'll get stronger the more she pitches. And I would say even Sophia Livers has done a good job of really holding it down in the outfield, and then hitting wise, she's stepped up in big situations too, and I think that the team is kind of following her lead a little bit. And then it's good to have our lone senior back too out there, after a scary situation. So we're glad that she's out there with us too.
Yeah, you mentioned Bailey, her first game back after missing 5, with the injury there against Alabama State. How good was it to see her back and 2 for 3 last night?
Yeah, exactly. Brad and I were talking about that earlier. How we put her lower in the lineup just so she could kind of ease her way back into it, but she did a great job. Found her way on the bases a couple times, so we're thrilled to have her back.
Another kind of I think player that maybe is finding their groove a little bit now. Riley Schwezo, she hit the home run last night. She's had our last 2 home runs, and I feel like her sophomore year, feels like she's finding her way now a little bit more.
Exactly, and that's what we talked to her about is there was going to be that adjustment going from Division II to Division I, but we knew that she would be able to do this, and we're confident that the more reps that she gets, she's going to get better. And I guess the couple of practices we had before we played Baylor, she was hitting the ball really well in practice, and I was telling Brad, she's been looking good, and so I wasn't surprised to see her hit that home run just because she's been on the ball all week.
So as we move into this week, like I said, this weekend against McNeese, really the toughest 2-week stretch of conference play that we're going to have this year. At McNeese this week, home against Southeastern the following. So as we enter this week, what is the message to this team where they haven't been in these situations against the top tier conference teams before, a lot of them. So what's the message as we approach this weekend?
What we've talked a lot about is just being gritty and really just going out there and competing, because we don't have anything to lose. We're so young that right now it's just about getting out there, seeing what it takes to compete in the Southland and at this level overall. So really just talking about working hard, doing the little things right, and the big things will take care of themselves.
Talk to me a little bit specifically about McNeese. They're coming off maybe a little bit of a surprise, maybe not, depending on who you ask. A series lost at Lamar last weekend, their first home conference series. So they're going to come out strong. And what have you seen from the Cowgirls this year?
Yeah, I mean, they've always been good. I've always known who McNeese was, just because they've always had a really good program, and they did, I believe, yesterday beat Minnesota 2-0. So I think that they will be coming into our series with a little bit of confidence. I would say probably that overall they haven't really done what they usually do in the past, but we know that they're well coached, a really good team, and we just have to go out there and play well to beat them.
Coach, thanks so much.
All right, fork 'em.